Stephen Hawking, a full biography. Early life and education. Stephen William Hawking was born on January 8, 1942, in Oxford, England, exactly 300 years after the death of Galileo Galilei. His parents, Frank and Isobel Hawking, were both well educated. His parents, Frank Hawking and Isobel Hawking, played a significant role in shaping his early life and love for learning. Frank Hawking, the scientist father. Frank Hawking was a well-respected medical researcher who specialized in tropical diseases. He worked as a biologist and conducted research on parasitology, particularly on diseases like malaria. He was a reserved and serious man, often engrossed in his scientific work. Despite his academic background, he wanted Stephen to study medicine, but Stephen was more interested in physics and mathematics. And Isobel Hawking, the intellectual mother. Isobel Hawking was one of the first women to attend Oxford University in the 1930s, where she studied philosophy, politics, and economics. She was a progressive thinker and encouraged intellectual discussions at home. Unlike Frank, she was more outgoing and enjoyed conversations about literature and science. She worked as a medical research secretary and later became a teacher. The Hawking household was filled with books, and intellectual debates were common during family meals. Despite their financial struggles, Frank and Isobel prioritized education and encouraged Stephen's curiosity. Their love for knowledge and science had a significant impact on Stephen's career choice and lifelong passion for theoretical physics. Hawking grew up in St. Albans, a town north of London, where he developed a curiosity for science and mathematics. He attended St. Albans School, where he was an average student but showed exceptional skill in physics and problem solving. At the age of 17, he enrolled at Oxford University to study physics. Though he found the coursework easy and sometimes boring, he excelled in his studies, graduating with first-class honors in natural sciences. He then moved to Cambridge University for his PhD in cosmology under the supervision of Denis Sciama, a renowned physicist. As Hawking's condition worsened, he lost the ability to speak in 1985 due to a tracheotomy surgery. He began communicating using a speech-generating device, which was initially controlled by his fingers and later by a single cheek muscle. His marriage, the first marriage, in 1965, at the age of 23, Hawking married Jane Wilde, a fellow student at Cambridge. The couple had 3 children. Robert Hawking, born in 1967. Lucy Hawking, born in 1970. Timothy Hawking, born in 1979. Despite their early bond, Stephen and Jane's marriage became strained due to the increasing demands of Hawking's illness and his growing fame. They eventually divorced in 1995, after 30 years of marriage. Second marriage. After his divorce from Jane, Hawking married Elaine Mason, one of his caregivers, in 1995. This second marriage also ended in divorce in 2006, reportedly due to personal issues, though Hawking remained on good terms with Elaine. Hawking was very close to his children, especially his daughter Lucy, who became a writer and co-authored books with her father. He had several grandchildren, and his family often expressed admiration for his resilience and accomplishments despite his condition. Amyotrophic lateral sclerosis diagnosis and early challenges. At the age of 21, while studying at Cambridge, Hawking began experiencing symptoms of amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, a degenerative motor neuron disease. Also known as Lou Gehrig's disease, is a progressive neurodegenerative disorder that affects nerve cells in the brain and spinal cord. Over time, it leads to loss of muscle control, paralysis, and, ultimately, difficulty in speaking, swallowing, and breathing. The exact cause of ALS is still unknown, but some factors include genetics. About 5 to 10% of cases are inherited. Environmental factors, exposure to toxins, viral infections, or physical trauma might play a role. Age and gender, more common in people between 40 to 70 years old and slightly more prevalent in men. ALS starts with mild symptoms that worsen over time. Common early signs include muscle weakness, especially in hands, legs, or speech muscles. Difficulty speaking or swallowing. Twitching, fasciculations, and cramps. Loss of balance and coordination. Difficulty breathing in later stages. ALS does not affect cognitive function, meaning the brain stays sharp even as the body weakens. Most patients live between 2 to 5 years after diagnosis, but some, like Stephen Hawking, live much longer. Currently, there is no cure, but treatments can slow progression and improve quality of life. Medications, riluzole and edaravone, may help slow the disease. Physical and speech therapy to manage symptoms. Assistive devices, wheelchairs, speech-generating devices like Hawking's. Doctors gave him a life expectancy of only 2 to 3 years, but the disease progressed more slowly than expected. Despite the initial depression caused by his diagnosis, Hawking found motivation in his research and refused to give up on his career. During this difficult time, he met and fell in love with Jane Wilde, a fellow student. They married in 1965, and her support played a crucial role in helping him continue his work. Scientific contributions and theories. Despite his worsening physical condition, Hawking made groundbreaking contributions to theoretical physics. His research primarily focused on black holes, general relativity, and quantum mechanics. Some of his most significant contributions include Hawking radiation. He proposed that black holes are not completely black but emit radiation due to quantum effects near their event horizons. This discovery challenged previous assumptions that nothing could escape from a black hole. Hawking proposed that black holes emit radiation due to quantum effects near the event horizon, the boundary of a black hole beyond which nothing can escape. This radiation is made up of particles and antiparticles that form due to quantum fluctuations. Instead of black holes lasting forever, Hawking showed that they slowly lose mass and energy, which means they can eventually disappear completely. Hawking radiation is based on the principles of quantum mechanics and general relativity. The process happens like this. Quantum fluctuations, space is never truly empty, particles and antiparticles constantly appear and disappear. Near the event horizon, if a particle-antiparticle pair forms at the edge of a black hole, one may fall in while the other escapes. Energy loss, the black hole loses energy when one of the particles escapes, which causes it to slowly shrink over time. Final stage, over trillions of years, small black holes will eventually evaporate completely, ending in a final burst of energy. Singularity theorem, working with Roger Penrose, he showed that the universe must have begun from a singularity, supporting the Big Bang theory. A singularity is a point where gravity becomes infinitely strong, and the normal laws of physics break down. There are two main types. One black hole singularity, found at the center of a black hole, where matter is crushed into an infinitely small point. 2. Cosmological singularity, the initial state of the universe at the Big Bang, where space and time began. 3. If Einstein's general relativity is correct, and if the universe obeys certain energy conditions, then 4. The universe must have started from a singularity, meaning time and space had a definite beginning. This theorem was a major confirmation of the Big Bang theory, which suggests the universe originated from a single point. The no-hair theorem, he contributed to the idea that black holes could be described by only 3 properties: mass, charge, and spin. The no-hair theorem is an important concept in black hole physics, suggesting that all black holes can be fully described using only 3 properties. 1. Mass, how much matter the black hole contains. 2. Charge, the electric charge of the black hole. 3. Angular momentum, how fast the black hole is spinning. No matter how a black hole is formed, all other information about the original object, such as shape, material, or past structure, is lost. This idea is often summed up as black holes have no hair, meaning they lack additional distinguishing features. Hawking's work revolutionized our understanding of black holes and the origins of the universe. Books and popular science contributions. Hawking believed in making complex scientific ideas accessible to the general public. In 1988, he published A Brief History of Time, which became an international bestseller. The book explained the nature of time, space, and the universe in a way that non-scientists could understand. It sold over 25 million copies worldwide. He later wrote other popular books, including The Universe in a Nutshell, 2001. The Grand Design, 2010. Brief Answers to the Big Questions, 2018, published posthumously. Later Life and Legacy. Hawking continued to lecture, research, and appear in public, despite being completely paralyzed. He made appearances in TV shows like The Simpsons, Star Trek, and The Big Bang Theory, further cementing his status as a cultural icon. He passed away on March 14, 2018, at the age of 76, on the same date as Albert Einstein's birth anniversary. His ashes were interred at Westminster Abbey, near Isaac Newton and Charles Darwin. Stephen Hawking's impact. Hawking's legacy goes beyond physics. He became a symbol of resilience, intelligence, and curiosity. His contributions to science, his advocacy for disabled individuals, and his popularization of complex theories made him one of the most influential thinkers in history.